Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Let's taking a look here at Fetch coin. Got a lot of requests about this one, Fetch.AI. It's a really interesting coin. Overall, obviously from a fundamental standpoint, but more so when it comes to technical, there's actually quite a lot we got to look at here. Okay, so we're going to look at some macro stuff here, make sure we understand. We're going to pull up some macro fib levels here because a lot of times at 0.236, I'm curious about that. It's kind of the first starting point of trend reversal. So we are closing above that right now. It's actually a very, very good sign. I'll go ahead and post an updated playout chart here on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord once we have a complete analysis here, but it's honoring this break of this descending trend line, and it's also breaking the 0.236 fib level and effectively closing above its most recent point of control. So a lot of reasons from a bird's eye view here that Fetch.AI is back on track. We're going to double check a few other things too, of course, because again, Bitcoin is looking quite strong. It has a lot of good confirming factors. We have tons of Bitcoin liquidation there at about 60 to 61K range, or 59 to 61. And then we got a ton of support here where the price action bounced off that 55.5. So for the moment, I feel like Bitcoin should run towards 60K at the very least. And if that happens, I think Fetch has a great potential to continue higher. Again, I'll draw out some smaller fib levels too if we need to. I'll post that on our playout chart, but for now, we're going to go with the macro fibs just because this is a bigger picture analysis, so to speak. While we're still going to look at some smaller time frames, we need to identify kind of some key level supports, and we'll look at that here soon. Anyways, we got a double top. We're going to talk about that too. Taking a look though at the last 7 days for Fetch.AI, we can see here 150 to 160 is the next area of liquidation, and they're starting to build some longs down below. Most of them are averaged out about $1 or lower. Big surprise, average number exactly $1, and there's a lot of liquidation. That's pretty par for the course. Basically just emphasizing the fact that if you're going to consider securing profits in whichever direction, choose an odd number. Choose a number that isn't a round number, and you're going to find more success getting filled, because then you're not in line, you're in just ahead or below or above, whatever term it is. Depends on the direction you're trading. But the concept is you get filled quicker because of it, while you might not get a full 0.5% more. Whoop-de-doo, right? You're getting profit. That's the whole point of trading. Just a friendly reminder, you're supposed to secure profit. Anyways, we can see here tons of, wow, this is quite a lot of liquidation considering we got 400 million, 400. Basically, every one of these yellow bars is 400 million. So what? We see a good chunk there, but basically there's about 20, what is it, somewhere in the range of 2 billion in liquidation there in the current price all the way up to 160. Okay, we can also see that a lot of liquidation got swept here too, somewhere in the range of approximately the same amount, maybe 2 to 3 billion, got swept between 130 and 145. So at this point, is it going to go higher? Well, logic would tell you no, it's not going to go higher. It's going to pull back. That's why I'm going to add it. That's why I'm going to take a short. Well, the truth is, most cases in situations like this, the price will pull back, maybe initially, but in the long term, it's going to probably continue higher. And I'll explain what I mean by that here, because again, we don't need to talk about this just yet, but we are perfectly forming a cup and handle pattern so far. And again, generally when these cup and handle patterns occur, you will see them flag out before they take off, right? So we could very well see a bit of a retracement here, and then the price takes off from there, or it just continues on higher without even any correction. But there's a double top. That's how cup and handle patterns start, because they basically double top out first, and then there's just too much momentum, and it doesn't pull back any further. So again, we're just going to kind of pay attention to that. It's not a guarantee just yet, but it's looking pretty good, especially closing above this 0.236 fib level and having a solid amount of volume below us with a solid base. I mean, heaven forbid the price does pull back 20%. You're still going to be looking at a good trade, right? Even if you take a long right now. All the more reason to use low leverage though, folks, if you're going to consider that, because even though this coin can continue to run, it could very well pull back too if Bitcoin just say dumps to the 55, 50, 53,000 range where it was at 5 days ago, right? And anything could happen in this market, but Bitcoin is exuding a lot of strength. We got to kind of presume that will continue until it doesn't. So taking a look here, we're above 0 on TSI. That's great. Trending closer towards 70 on the RSI. Ideally, we get a break there, but we could very well see rejection soon. Stochastic swinging up, money flow index is high. If you take a look at this here, increased volume as the price goes up. That's a very, very good sign, right? Generally speaking, that's going to lead to continuation. MACD is converging as well. There's a lot of reasons why this coin looks like it's back on track. Let's quickly look at the SMAs, minus the 200, which is up there at that next 0.382 fib level. We can see 176 as the next area of potential resistance. So the price does run. Make sure you secure profits somewhere between now and 172. I would probably recommend considering securing profits somewhere between now and 160, 159, for example, right? somewhere closer to that upper liquidation level. In case there's a sweep, you get to catch all that profit. Price generally pulls back after the liquidation levels have been taken care of. Okay, so that's kind of that. That's where we're at here on the daily so far. The daily looks dang strong. Okay, we're above all moving averages minus the 200, and that's a decent ways away. 4-hour time frame, same scenario here. We're above all moving averages. TSI looks very strong. RSI bouncing off 70. This is a perfect place here. Generally speaking, when the RSI gets to this point, you're going to see a continuation higher. Okay, now if it breaks below, that may invalidate the long position, but generally speaking, that's what we like to look for. Again, that's just that break above a key level resistance, and it continues to maintain its over-aggressive state, or just more so a continuation. Taking a look here at stochastic, it's swinging down. Standard stuff, MACD is soon to potentially diverge. Again, these are all factors you want to consider when taking a trade. The price could very well pull back, but again, minus the double top, we're fairly strong here. There's no reason why the price wouldn't continue much higher. Once again, Bitcoin pulls back, it might be a different story, and we can expect Bitcoin to pull back a little bit, but I also think it's more likely to see 60K here soon. Taking a look at the Ichimoku cloud on the hourly, let's confirm where we're at here. We're above all. We got all green lights here to consider a long position. So everything looks really, really good here. There's literally, I found 0 reasons, well, maybe one reason. Again, the 200-day SMA, which is up there at about 175, 176. Minus that, there's every reason why the price action is more likely to break up than down. Now, got to keep in mind too, the price could very well pull back, and if it does, once again, I'll post our layout chart with these updated figures, but generally speaking, we could see the price pull back as low as 130, because that's a common pivot point when you see a cup and handle pattern and the price bounces off that 0.618, that golden pocket. So hypothetically, you could wait to 131, 132 and consider along at that point. We may just see the price take off without doing so, so maybe averaging into your position would be advantageous. But once again, if you take a look at this chart here, let's go ahead and just zoom in a little bit, and we compare this with Bitcoin. It's performing well, obviously very similar to Bitcoin in the last 24 hours. But if you look previous, it's done extraordinarily well prior to. So what do you think is going to happen when we break through this threshold, this resistance at 145? It will run towards 160. That just seems like a very logical conclusion. Whether or not it runs towards 160 now or in a little while, I think both probabilities are very high. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at there. Once more, the only thing and caveat that comes in here, factors in, is due to the fact that Bitcoin, if it does have an aggressive sell-off, which is unfortunately quite common nowadays, we will see a coin like this potentially pull back. But if we do look here, though, just keep in mind, when Bitcoin retraced and did this here, this bit of a nosedive, Fetch was like, no, not going to happen. Just going to continue higher. Okay, so again, those are all reasons why a long position is way more viable right now than a short. If you short right now and you use high leverage and you get lucky, please don't think that that's how crypto trading is supposed to work. That's garbage. And please don't be the person that's just post online as to how awesome you are because you caught a really high risky trade. It's unnecessary, and unfortunately that happens a lot right now. And whatever, if that floats your boat, go ahead. That's all good. But you're probably watching the wrong channel right now if that is your thing. Because the truth is, if you treat this like a business, you're going to get those kind of results. And I just think you got to treat it serious, okay? Anyways, have some fun, whatever the case. Just make sure it's a low position size or low leverage, one of the two, to ensure you're not getting destroyed. But this has a large statistical probability of further upside. All right, thanks again, folks, for watching. Oh, quick little thank you to my community. Deeply appreciate the awesome feedback. Yes, we secured 85% profit on SUI, Bitcoin 30%, Cardano 32%. Really good trades here recently. Awesome stuff. Congrats again on that. I appreciate you all watching. Thanks again. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.